It started with the smallest of sparks, barely a whisper in the wind, but in mere moments, that spark became something far more destructive. The fire roared to life, fueled by the unforgiving heat of summer and relentless winds that spread the flames with terrifying speed. In those first few hours, no one truly understood what was happening. The city, bustling and alive just hours before, was suddenly cloaked in a haze of smoke and fear. As the fire spread, it became clear. This was not just another wildfire. This was a catastrophe that would leave its mark on Los Angeles forever. The flames leaped from hill to hill, from block to block, devouring everything in their path. It was unstoppable. There was no safe place. No way to outrun the burning fury that consumed homes, businesses, and entire neighborhoods. What was once familiar and safe, the streets, the parks, the homes where families had lived and loved, was now reduced to a terrifying scene of destruction. People ran, not knowing where to turn. Their lives were in peril. Families, torn apart by the urgency to escape, carried with them only what they could hold in their hands. In those frantic moments, there was no time to think, only to survive. The fire had no mercy, no compassion. It cared not for the lives it shattered, nor for the homes it erased from existence. For the firefighters, the task was unimaginable. They fought back against the flames with courage, but no one could stand in the way of a force so powerful. Every drop of water, every ounce of effort was a desperate attempt to slow the inevitable. And yet, as the fire raged on, the realization set in. They could not save everything. They could not protect every home, every person. The sky turned dark with smoke, the air thick with ash. People stood helpless, watching as the city they knew and loved was engulfed. Thousands were displaced, their homes gone in the blink of an eye. The pain of loss was unbearable, not just for the material things that were lost, but for the lives, the memories, the histories that had been erased. It was more than just property. It was a piece of their identity, their past, their future, gone forever. And yet, even as the flames ravaged the city, something remarkable began to happen. Strangers became neighbors. People opened their doors to those who had lost everything. The city, broken and burnt, began to show its true spirit, a spirit of resilience, of hope, and of determination to rebuild. But no amount of rebuilding could erase the scars that would remain forever, in the land, in the hearts, and in the memories of those who had witnessed the destruction firsthand. The loss was staggering. Thousands of homes reduced to rubble. Families who had nowhere to go, nowhere to turn. The grief was overwhelming. But amidst that grief, there was a flicker of light. The community, once torn apart by the flames, found ways to come together. Volunteers poured in, supplies were gathered, and hands reached out to help those in need. The fire may have taken much from Los Angeles, but it could not take away the city's strength. It could not take away the will to rise again. The people of Los Angeles, scarred but unbroken, began the long and painful process of rebuilding. It wasn't just the physical structures that had to be restored. It was the sense of safety, the trust in the community, and the hope that had been shaken to its core. As the smoke cleared and the last embers died down, the city of Los Angeles stood at a crossroads. The devastation was immeasurable, but so too was the spirit of its people. With every brick that was rebuilt, with every neighbor that helped another, with every step toward recovery, the city proved that no disaster, no fire could ever truly destroy what made it strong. And though the fire was eventually brought under control, the memories of that night would never fade. The loss, the fear, the uncertainty, they would stay with the people of Los Angeles forever. But so too would the lessons learned, the strength found in the face of disaster, and the knowledge that even in the darkest of times, humanity can rise from the ashes. This fire may have burned the city, but it also ignited a flame of resilience that no disaster can ever extinguish. And Los Angeles, though scarred, continues to stand.